The psychology of people who grew up in unhappy families. Introduction. Growing up in an unhappy family is not just a phase. It is an experience that silently shapes a person's mind, emotions, and personality for life. Some children grow up in homes filled with love, safety, and laughter, but others grow up in environments filled with constant arguments, emotional neglect, silence and distance, fear and insecurity. And when a child grows up in such conditions, they don't just grow older. They grow differently. This speech explores the deep psychology behind people who grew up in unhappy families, step by step. Step 1. They learn to stay silent. In unhappy families, children quickly learn one thing. Speaking up can make things worse. So they stop expressing their feelings. They hide their pain. They avoid confrontation. They keep everything inside. As adults, this becomes difficulty expressing emotions, fear of being misunderstood, emotional suppression. They don't stay silent because they want to. They stay silent because they learned it was safer. Step 2. They become emotionally independent too early. A child is supposed to depend on their parents for emotional support. But in an unhappy family, there is no one to listen, no one to comfort, no one to understand. So the child becomes their own support system. They tell themselves, I have to handle everything on my own. This creates strong individuals, but also lonely ones. Step 3. They become hyper-aware. Children in stressful homes become extremely observant. They start noticing tone of voice, body language, small changes in mood, because they are trying to avoid conflict. As adults, this becomes overthinking, anxiety, reading too much into situations. They are always on alert, even when there is no danger. Step 4. They struggle with trust. When love at home feels broken, trust becomes difficult. They start believing people always leave. Love doesn't last. I can't rely on anyone. So they build emotional walls, avoid getting too close, keep their guard up. Even when someone is genuine, they hesitate to believe it. Step 5. They become people pleasers. To survive in an unhappy environment, children often try to keep the peace. They learn, if I make everyone happy, maybe things will be okay. So they grow into people who say yes to everything, avoid saying no, put others before themselves. But deep inside, they feel exhausted. Step 6. They carry guilt that isn't theirs. Children often blame themselves for family problems. They think, maybe it's my fault. If I were better, things would be different. This creates long-term guilt. Even in adulthood, they over-apologize, take blame unnecessarily, feel responsible for others' emotions. Step 7. They struggle with self-worth. When a child grows up without proper love or appreciation, they start questioning their value. They may feel not good enough, unwanted, invisible. Even when others praise them, they don't believe it. They keep asking themselves, do I really deserve love? Step 8. They fear abandonment. Because of unstable emotional experiences, they develop a deep fear. People I love will leave me. This leads to clingy behavior or avoiding relationships completely. They either hold on too tightly or don't allow anyone close at all. Step 9. They become overthinkers. Their mind never rests. They constantly think about past mistakes, future problems, what-if scenarios. They replay conversations again and again because their childhood taught them to always expect something to go wrong. Step 10. They crave love deeply. Despite everything, one thing remains strong: their desire for love. They want genuine care, emotional safety, someone who understands them. But at the same time, they are afraid of getting hurt again. Step 11. They push people away. Sometimes, when someone gets too close, they panic. They may distance themselves, act cold, in relationships suddenly. Not because they don't care, but because they are scared of losing again. Step 12. They become strong survivors. One of the most powerful traits. They are survivors. They have handled emotional pain, faced difficult situations, learned to stand alone. This makes them mentally strong. But remember, they didn't choose this strength, it was forced on them. Step 13. They develop deep empathy. Because they have felt pain deeply, they understand others better. They become kind-hearted, emotionally intelligent, supportive friends. They may not have received love, but they know how to give it. Step 14. They avoid conflict. After growing up in chaos, They hate arguments. They prefer silence over fights, distance over drama. They just want peace because they know how painful constant conflict can be. Step 15. They build emotional walls. To protect themselves, they create boundaries. They don't open up easily. It takes time for them to trust someone because their heart has been hurt before. Step 16. They struggle to be happy. Even when everything is going well, they feel something is missing. They are not used to peace. So happiness feels unfamiliar. Sometimes they even feel guilty for being happy. Step 17. They try to fix everyone. Because they tried to fix their family as children, they carry this habit into adulthood. They try to solve others' problems, help people heal, ignore their own pain. They become healers, but forget to heal themselves. Step 18. They value peace over everything. After experiencing emotional storms, they prioritize peace. They choose healthy environments, positive people, calm situations, because peace is no longer a luxury for them. It is a necessity. Step 19. They are afraid of becoming like their parents. Many of them have a deep fear. What if I become like them? So they overthink their actions, try to be better, work on themselves. They want to break the cycle. Step 20. They have the power to heal and grow. Here is the most important truth. Your past does not define your future. People who grew up in unhappy families can heal, grow, change their story. They can create the life they never had. Conclusion. Growing up in an unhappy family leaves scars. But those scars are proof of survival. These people are not weak. They are strong, deep, and resilient. They learned to survive without love, and now they are learning to live with it. So if you are one of them, remember, you are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your family's mistakes. Thank you. Like, subscribe, press the bell icon.